Fruitful timings to my dear students. I welcome you all for today's session on very important small topic on preparation part of alcohols and phenols. Alcohols and the phenols are the most versatile organic compounds because they find many applications in day-to-day life as well as chemical industry. Especially alcohols find many applications starting from liquor till industrial area. Only thing is how to use effectively or the wise use of alcohols to get different kind of other organic compounds is very important. So one more point is alcohols and phenols contain common group as functional group, that is OH. Therefore they are studied together. So out of the three, alcohols, phenols and the ethers, ethers are studied separately because ethers are O in between the two alkyl groups or the two carbon atoms. Therefore, it is separately dealt. So we study preparation, property, uses of alcohols and phenols together. Already we have learnt uses of these two class of compounds along with ethers. Now today onwards we are going to discuss and we are going to understand preparation properties part of alcohols and the phenols. Okay, so once again I welcome you all for today's session on preparation of alcohols and phenols. Both alcohols and phenols are prepared by various methods because see, chemistry is ultimately adding the chemicals depend upon the conditions. We get a proper route, proper path, and the proper chemicals. Only thing is we should know the route. We should know the conditions. We should apply the conditions. Okay. If this condition is not satisfied, we'll go for the other condition. So ultimately we get a success. So this is what the success story of chemical industry or the chemistry. So we don't study all those methods of preparation of alcohols. We study only some. In that step number 1, this is preparation of alcohol from alkene. Okay, so in this method we use water as well as sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid acts as what? Catalyst. So in the presence of sulfuric acid, this reaction takes place along with water. That's why this reaction is known as hydration of alkenes. Here is the phrase, hydration of alkenes. The reactions take place under the influence of Markovnikov's rule, and there are 3 steps involved in the mechanism. Okay, so we'll understand mechanism part of the this reaction. Okay, hydration of alkene to give alcohols. Okay, first water takes the proton from here. This proton is given by acid. Okay, acids are proton donor. Which acid? The acid taken by us in this reaction is what? Sulfuric acid. Okay, so sulfuric acid by virtue of its nature, it gives proton to water and becomes the hydronium ion H3O plus. Now that H3O plus is now ready to attack on the carbon-carbon double bond of alkene. So before that, what happens here? This electron falls back here and water is directly taken out. So H plus is now ready to attack. See, H plus directly will not attack. So there are sometimes instead of attacking directly, H plus is highly unstable. Therefore, H plus will not stay. We learnt in the 11th class under the chapter chemical equilibrium, H plus is taken as H3O plus. Okay, so that's why H plus means it is H3O plus only. Therefore, H3O plus is made use. From that all remaining steps will happen. Okay, right. So now when the H plus is ready here, this H plus will attack on this. Why only on this attack? It can attack on this carbon or this carbon, depend upon the this bond where it falls. If this pi bond falls in this area, this becomes negative, this becomes the plus. if this pi bond falls on this carbon, this becomes negative and this becomes the plus. So which side minus is there, it will take that area. Okay, because it is H plus. Okay, so because it is this H plus is going this side means this what this pi bond has fallen this side, made carbon as negative. That negative is attracting the plus H. Okay, and remaining this becomes what? This becomes the minus. Sorry, this is falling on the this no minus. This is losing the electron. So this becomes the plus. So on the plus carbon, this will attack. Okay, water will attack. Why water will attack? Though water is neutral, but it is carrying two lone pair of electrons on the head of oxygen. So water is taken as what? Electron rich center, right? So therefore, this water attacks on this carbon and this hydrogen attacks on this carbon, and this is the ultimate product in the step 2. Okay, so carbon holding the H2O. Why this is plus? This has lost one pair of electron to the carbon to make a bond here. So in the same way, earlier minus was there here, that minus is nullified by the H plus, because H plus is coming without electron. So both electrons are made use to make a bond here. Okay, right. Now see here, after getting this, now again rearrangement, right? So what happens here? This electron is there, no? So this electron will snatch this one. Why? This will fall here to nullify the plus, right? So that H becomes free, H plus, that H plus becomes with water, becomes H2O. Now H2O is free. Okay, H2O is free, right? Now what happens to this one? This is as usual. Okay, this one is also, now this O is there, no? So OH, this is the alcohol is formed in this way. After removal of this proton, converting the water as H3O, this becomes the alcohols. In this way, alkenes converts into what? Alcohols. Exact example is here. I already told the mechanism part. So now I have taken here alkene, that is ethene. Okay, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, same steps. Okay, so proton is back, H3O is back, and it will go back to the sulfuric acid, which acts as a catalyst, only supports the reaction but not participate in the reaction. Now in the second method of preparation of alcohols, here alkenes are made to react with borane. What is borane? Borane is BH3. It is electron deficient center. Boron before the carbon. Okay, so they are called as all those called those are called electron deficient groups. So, but BH3 will not stay single; it forms dimer. That is known as what? Diborane. It is diborane which is taking part in the reaction with the alkene. So alkene I have taken what? Propene. So propene with what? Borane. Borane in place of BH3 I wrote as a HBH2 to understand this equation in the presence of a THF, tetrahydrofuran. Okay, right. What happens here? Now you please see the attachment of the boron. Boron attacks on the carbon which contains the more number of hydrogen atoms to that carbon. Okay, so out of the carbon double bond, this carbon got the more number of hydrogen. Therefore, boron attacks on this carbon. See here, boron attaches to this carbon, and H attacks on this carbon. That means hydrogen is attacking on the carbon atom containing the less number of hydrogen atoms, and the boron is attacking on the more number of carbon atoms. Boron is a negative part of the adding molecule. So that means it is going as if it is against anti-Marconi-Cox rule. Why anti-Marconi-Cox rule? Because the next step is, you know what, we make use of hydrogen peroxide. Due to the presence of hydrogen peroxide, it is known as hydrogen peroxide. Therefore, it is taking the route of what? Anti-Marconi-Cox rule. Now, one more propene. Okay. Again, now the one was there, now twice BH. One more propene or alkene. Now thrice. Okay, thrice B. Okay, this is called what? This is called tri-normal propyl borane. This is a straight chain. So normal propyl borane. How many are there? 3 are there. So this is named as a tri-normal propyl borane. Now the main step with 3H2O2. Okay, what happens? In this 3H2O2 there are 6 H6O. Out of 6 H and 6O, this 3 OH will go with this B. This becomes BOH thrice. That is written as what? H3BO3. And remaining 3 OH will go with this unit converting into 3 CH3 CH2 CH2 and 3 OH. Totally it is 3 CH3 CH2 CH2 OH. That is what? Propan-1-ol. Propene to propan-1-ol. In this way, the reaction goes according to the anti-Markovnikov rule. So both are what? Using the alkene. Okay, that's why it is coming under the same slide. Mechanism of hydroboration followed by oxidation by hydrogen peroxide is given here. Okay, this is not there for out of syllabus. Okay, extra for you. Kindly go through. Not for, once again repeating, not for syllabus. And this is the research work of this man, famous scientist. Okay, and he was given for this work Nobel Prize here. He was given Nobel Prize for chemistry in the 1979, and he shared the Nobel Prize with one more great scientist, that is Wittig. We are going to learn in the higher class Wittig reactions also. Okay, so both shared in the field of chemistry in the year 1979 Nobel Prize for chemistry. Okay, so all these you go through as extra knowledge. Next reaction, by reduction of aldehydes and ketones, or we can say what we can say, alcohols are also prepared by using carbonyl compounds. What are carbonyl compounds? Carbonyl compounds are compounds or organic compounds which contain C double bond O. Aldehydes contain C double bond O. Ketones contain C double bond O. Carboxylic acids contain C double bond O. Esters contain C double bond O. So all those compounds which contain C double bond O, they are called as commonly carbonyl compounds. So using carbonyl compounds, we go for the preparation of what? Alcohols. Only few are there. First, what we learn? We learn the reduction method of what? Aldehydes and the ketones. Okay. So whenever we reduce aldehydes or ketones in presence of reducing agent like nickel, palladium, platinum, D block metals are the best reducing agents. They are not too active, they are not too inactive, so they are in between. Therefore, they are made use as a catalyst. So either nickel or palladium or the platinum, or sometimes we can make use of what? Lithium aluminum hydride or sodium boron hydride. So those two chemicals are called as best reducing agents. Okay, only thing is they are costly, but result is wonderful. So if you don't want to see the cost factor, we can make use of what? Lithium aluminum hydride and the sodium boron hydride. Otherwise, if the cost factor is not allowed for you, so if you are thinking economy part of the reaction, then you go for nickel, palladium and the platinum. Okay, right. So whenever aldehydes, ketones are subjected to reduction, they reduce themselves into what? Alcohols. Please see here. This is what? Acetaldehyde, ethanol, IPC with H2 gives CH3, this H will add here on the carbon, what? C double bond O. One H will go with this, one H will go with CH. Okay, so C double bond O converts into CH2OH. That's why I told in the beginning, using carbonyl compounds, using C double bond O, on the C, one H will add, on the O, one H will add, they will convert into what? CHOH form with some other attachments. Okay, in the same way, CH already there, one more H, CH2, O, now one more H, CH2OH. So in this way, aldehydes are converted or reduced into alcohols. Now ketone. Please see C double bond O, same reaction, CHOH, CH3, CHOH, CH3, this CH3. Okay, but if please here, by using aldehydes, we will get the primary alcohols, whereas by using ketones we get the secondary alcohols. Why by using the ketones we get the secondary but not the primary? It is because of arrangement. So in the aldehydes we don't have one more carbon atom attached to this carbon atom to get a secondary. Okay, so it is purely because of the structure part of the aldehydes and the ketones we get a different alcohols. We get alcohols, but depend upon what type of the starting material we are using. So aldehydes gives primary, ketones gives secondary. Tertiary can be prepared by some other methods. Here are the exact examples. Okay, you can take this. Same I have taken here. So primary and the secondary I wrote here. Okay, right. Now using the carboxylic acid or COOH, general example, using lithium aluminum hydride. Okay, so once again here CH2OH. So already OH is there here. We wanted to this water COOH becomes CH2OH. So that means required number of hydrogen are given by the reducing agent, lithium aluminum hydride, or you can make use of what, sodium boron hydride, but it is a little bit slow. Lithium is the best, very fast. So if you don't have lithium, you can go for the sodium boron hydride. Otherwise, the best one is what, though it is costly, the result is wonderful. So using lithium aluminum hydride, we can convert carboxylic acid into alcohols. Okay, right now exact example: propanoic acid, lithium aluminum hydride, CH3 as it is, CH2 as it is. Now this becomes what, CH2. Okay, CH2, right? OH, CH2OH. Where this O will go? This O will go as H2O. Okay, so that means required number of hydrogen are given by the LiAlH4. So carboxylic acid into alcohols. Okay, CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Okay, in the same way, benzoic acid into what? CH2. This becomes CH2. Okay, CH2OH. So benzyl alcohol, benzoic acid to the benzyl alcohol, propanoic to the propanol. Okay, right. Now, instead of using lithium aluminum hydride or the sodium boron hydride, which are very costlier, so in industry what they do, they not only see the root part, easy part, convenient part, they also see the cost factor. Okay, so therefore what they think, so instead of using carboxylic acid directly, what they do, they convert the carboxylic acid into esters. Esters are the organic salts which are easy to handle. Okay, they are very cheap compared to the other chemicals. So what happens, carboxylic acids are converted into what, esters. Those esters are hydrolyzed, then you get what, we get alcohols. Okay, so that is also followed in the industry. So alcohol and the carboxylic acid give the ester. So esterification we learned from 10th class. Okay, so esters are formed by the combination of alcohol and the carboxylic acid along with water. So now ester is ready. Once ester is ready, we will go for water, either hydration, water reduction, or by using any other method, or hydrolysis of simple ester also gives water back water, this one, alcohol and the carboxylic acid. Therefore what we will do, we will go for reduction process. So now esters are taken, reducing agent, so RCH2OH. Here most important point is what, esters can undergo hydride reduction with lithium aluminum hydride to form two alcohols. Here two alcohols are formed. The alcohol derived from the acyl group of the ester will be the primary and is typically considered the main product of the reaction. The other alcohol is derived from ester's alkoxy group and is typically considered a side product or the minor product of the reaction. Both, there are two alcohols are formed. One alcohol from the acyl side, one alcohol from the alkoxy side. Here, where is the acyl? This is acyl. C double bond O, carbonyl with some other attachment, acyl chloride, acyl halide, acyl amide, acyl ester. So this is called acyl group, and this is called alkoxy, RO. C2H5O, ethoxy, CH3O, methoxy, RO, alkoxy. This is acyl, this is alkoxy. So from the alkoxy, whatever alcohol is formed, that is the minor. From the acyl, whatever alcohol is formed, that is the major. Okay, so RCH2OH, RCH2OH, this part is major, then ROH is the minor, or the alkoxy from the alkoxy group is minor. Now exact example, this is our ester, this is alkoxy, this is acyl. So from the acyl, one alcohol is formed, is this is the major. From the alkoxy, CH3, CH2OH, that is called minor. So both alcohols are formed, one major, one minor. Depending upon the boiling point, we go for the separation techniques afterwards. Okay, right. Now we prepare alcohols from the third important method, that is Grignard reagents. I told already in the previous session that Grignard reagents are very reactive due to the polarity. Okay, and plus they are used as a starting material for various organic compounds in the chemical industry. Now time has come to use Grignard reagent to prepare alcohols. Okay, so preparation of primary, secondary, all kinds of alcohols are prepared by using the Grignard reagents. Now, see which alcohol you want, whether primary, secondary, tertiary. Accordingly, you will go for the selection of the water, aldehyde, ketone, all those. Okay, right. Now I have taken here formaldehyde. Now formaldehyde with Grignard reagent. Okay, becomes CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Then MgBr, which is the side product, primary alcohol. Okay. Now here, because extra CH3 is there, so already one carbon is there. Now one more carbon creates here by using the Grignard reagent. Therefore, we get what? Secondary alcohol here. CH3, CH2, okay, CH2, then CHOH, CH3 because of this CH3, CH2, right? Then MgBrOH here, okay. So secondary alcohol, that is butane 2-butanol. Now here 2 CH3 already there. One more CH3 is created by the Grignard reagent. That means we will get around the one carbon, particular carbon, 3 groups, 3 other carbon. So we get what? Tertiary alcohols, that is from the ketone. Both are aldehyde. This type of aldehyde will give primary. This type of aldehyde will give secondary. Why secondary? Because one alkyl group is there. Here 2 alkyl, one extra alkyl from the Grignard reagent making tertiary alcohol. In the same way using the ester. Okay. So you will get what? Tertiary alcohol. So using the Grignard reagent starting with the aldehydes or the ketones or the esters, we get various alcohols. So alcohols are prepared by various methods. Okay. Now we'll go for what? Preparation of phenols. Starting from chlorobenzene. Okay. So chlorobenzene is directly not converted into phenol because it is highly reactive. Very difficult to convert this one. This what we will do? We will convert into another very more reactive plus easy to handle. So this is called sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide is a very reactive compound and easy to handle. Plus it is a kind of salt. Sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium oxide, like that it is sodium phenoxide. So that is converted into OH in the presence of what? HCl. So whenever a question is asked, how will you convert chlorobenzene to the phenol? It is indirectly converting the chlorobenzene to the phenoxide ion, sodium phenoxide type. Then we will go to the phenol. So in this way, chlorobenzene to the phenol by using the alkali under the drastic conditions. Okay, right. Now using the benzene sulfonic acid. So here also, what is benzene sulfonic acid? Benzene containing SO3H group. It is called what? Benzene sulfonic acid. So that is prepared first by using the benzene. So benzene in the presence of what? Oleum. Oleum is what? Very heavy sulfuric acid. So you will convert the benzene into benzene sulfonic acid, which is highly reactive, and this easily we can convert it. So that means in chemistry, what we do, out of the 2 groups, which is easy to handle, that we think. So chemistry people or the chemist will think which route is easy, which group is easy to convert. So that they convert. Okay. So here benzene is very difficult to convert. So they convert first into reactive group SO3H, and that is handled easily and convert into what? OH. In this way, benzene to phenol by what? Via benzene sulfonic acid. So 2 methods we understood. Now method number 3, using the diazonium salt. So please recall alkyl halide where we learned the Sand-Mears reaction. He also made use of what? Benzene diazonium salts, which are highly reactive, which contains diazo group N2Cl. Okay, right. So let us take the aromatic amine. Okay, aniline. With this combination, on the spot we get a nitrogen gas. So N2Cl is formed here. Okay, so N2Cl. Then we just by hydrolysis, shake, just warm and shake, we will get phenol, and N2SCl are formed here as the byproduct. Okay, so this is what our method number 3, preparation of phenol by using the aromatic amine by the via benzene diazonium salts. Okay, right. Now starting from the cumene, we get what? Phenol. Okay, so what is cumene? Cumene is isopropyl benzene. What is isopropyl? Propane is CH3, CH2, CH3. From the propane, if you remove one hydrogen, it becomes propyl. Okay, but how? From where you are removed? If you remove the hydrogen from the 2 terminal carbon, it becomes normal propyl. By chance, if you remove the hydrogen from the middle carbon, it becomes isopropyl. It is isomer. So depend upon the type of the hydrogen removed from the propane chain, they are named as a normal propyl and the isopropyl. But here we have removed from the middle carbon atom. So it is called the isopropyl group. That isopropyl group is attached to the benzene nucleus. Therefore, it is called as the isopropyl benzene. That is IUPAC's name. But most famously, it is called as what? Cumene in the industry. Okay. So cumene is nothing but what? Isopropyl benzene. And using isopropyl benzene, we prepare what? Phenol. How you please here. So to prepare phenol, cumene is first oxidized in the presence of air. What happens here? Cumene hydroperoxide. Then cumene hydroxide is treated with dilute acid to prepare phenol and acetone as a byproduct. Please see a reaction. Cumene oxidation. Okay, CH3. This area is oxidized. Okay, so this becomes what? That becomes COOH. Okay, COOH. 2O are here. Earlier what? CH was there. Now it is COOH. Highly unstable. So with acid, why it is called peroxide? This OO linkage is there, no? So what is peroxide linkage? OO linkage is called as what? Peroxide linkage. Best example is hydrogen peroxide, HOOH. Sodium peroxide, NOO. So OO linkage is called as what? Peroxide linkage. So because of the peroxide linkage, it is called as what? Cumene hydroperoxide. Now this cumene hydroperoxide with acid, very easily you can convert into OH. Okay, so benzene with OH, right? Now CH3C double bond O automatically forms as the byproduct. So very easy. So cumene to unstable hydroperoxide with acid, very easily it is hydrolyzed to get water and the water propanone or the acetone as the side product. In this way we can convert cumene to the phenol. Very important reaction. This is many times it has occurred in the examination. How will you convert cumene to phenol? Okay, for 1 mark question. Okay, right. So today we learnt methods of preparation of alcohols and the phenols. So in our next session we discuss the property part of the alcohols and the phenols. So till then, have a nice time. Keep thinking. Thank you, my dear students.